I think it's pretty great.
I didn't realize the connection was that strong. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, well, that's quite a coefficient.
Great. And it was
You know, some people
interview
just like
down there,
to use it.
asked $1,000
For anybody that's got
scholarship.
Yeah.
Yes, that was per person or just $1,000. He's like, I think he was told that he's like, they're in doing the interview.
Yeah.
And got an admissions application came out and he's like, yeah, he's like, we were talking, he's like, I think we're gonna, I think Grayson thought that we were gonna owe him money by the time.
I got a feeling.
Oh, well, it's worth a try.
Also does.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So he's a business, he's
How are you?
I'm fine.
well, that's awesome.
I am good, thank you.
Where we're at.
Did those pictures come?
Yeah, they did, yeah, great, thank you.
And one of these times remind me again, I'll try to do it in a way that it's not just kind of a passing shot.
This isn't.
I don't think Williamsport ever really runs against Monsoon or Turnkey, but
Just
the
In fact, I did a
invitation.
short info
Yeah.
and
Which
Change it
at one
just a
game we
tad
really didn't
and
know
use
what we
that
were
as,
getting into, or she qualified for
a reply
that
to
one,
everybody.
that blockade one.
about
But then
where we are.
pretty much at every
Yeah,
invitation after that,
So like,
where they weren't
there's a
expecting.
difference
Yeah,
between
it's
the paperwork
Yeah,
and
it's fun.
the reaction.
yeah, what I found toward the end of the season
Plus,
was that if I
At the end of the day, we
If I
don't
do
even
it
move it down the
carefully and I
pipeline.
ask the right people, I can get inside
Or-
on the
or
infield.
the tank.
And so that gives you some
Right?
better angles on the shot.
Yeah, that was a fun year. And you could see, I mean, to see her develop the way she did this year, but then that last meet,
Yeah,
she stopped competing against the bar and was competing against the other girls. You could see her mindset
It
change.
switched.
And
Yeah.
she really wanted to place in
Yeah.
that meet, and everybody brought their A game that day.
Yeah.
And girls that were, like, that she had beaten earlier in the week were, or.
They were
at
focused.
She took fifth in the conference. Girls that were out, like, a foot before, it was a really nice day, it was warm outside,
Yeah.
so that helped. But you could see her mindset switch. that
Yeah,
she
well, that's
She was
what you
competing
want.
against girls instead of her own self and against the bar.
Well, that's what you want.
Yeah.
That's the confidence you want to start seeing. Oh. Well, I suppose I should find my seat.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Which Michael?
I'll go with him.
I was gonna say, hopefully not him, he's had 4 cups of coffee already.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know what that means.
Public comments. Us guys, both Michaels. Okay.
Crazy seeing you here.
Everybody's here, howdy, Betty. Court and Guy, T, Tom. Doing fun.
Oops.
Nikki from the controller's office.
Morning, Nikki.
Morning.
Who else we have? Just Nikki?
Yeah.
Wait for the solicitor.
Oh.
We have one doing that.
Oh, okay. There we go. You guys ready? Ready? Okay. Morning, everyone. I ask you to please rise for the opening prayer and pledge allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we reflect this coming week on the birthday of our nation. You are desired throughout the world, yet you have blessed us with great freedoms in our land. Lord, we praise and thank you for those freedoms in our land. Let us not take them for granted and always protect them. Remember the many that fought and died, those who are currently serving, and our police who protect us. We pray for our leaders, ask you to help them to find unity and not division and strife. Father, may we look upon this Independence Day and learn more to be dependent upon you. We know that our accomplishments as a great nation are only possible through you, so we give you the glory for our great land. Lord, we ask you to guide our meeting this morning. May you guide us and provide your wisdom as we move forward. Let us always seek you in all our decisions. These things we humbly pray in your name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. We'll convene the Commissioners' public meeting at this time. And we'll ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, public comments on agenda items only at this time. Okay, hearing none?
None online.
Okay. Bid openings. Nikki.
Yes, Commissioners, we had one bid to be open today for the Phase 1 closure. We did receive 3 bids for that. R&L Development Company, their bid was $8,712,213.81. And I'll go ahead and email these to you guys as well. Harnden Group came in at $12,915,000. $915,863.38. And then Zolen Construction Company came in at $13,014,361.61. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Reports? Director?
Sorry. Randy, approve cash requirements.
Good morning, Commissioners. We're here to present for your ratification the invoices due through July 6, 2022 that were paid yesterday, 6/29/22, in the amount of $4,404,716.55, of which $1,402,018.44, or approximately 32%, was from the general fund. $2,629,694.21, or approximately 60%, were grants and other funding sources. $371,599.10, or approximately 8.5%, belong to RMS, and $1,404.80 were escrow funds.
Okay, any questions?
That was for payment through June 26th, right?
Through July 6th.
Oh, July 6th.
So we'd go through next Wednesday.
Right. I thought you said July 26th, and I was trying to figure, no, July 6th. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
3.2, Jessica, TDA report.
Morning, Jess.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I have a couple changes to the TDA for your consideration. The first is in the Commissioner's Procurement Department, changing the Chief Procurement Officer position title to Chief Procurement and Grant Officer. The second change is in the prison. There's 2 corrections officer male relief positions, and they're transitioning them to male-female positions on the TDA. And then the third is in the public defender's office. We are hiring a temporary law clerk in that department until she passes her bar exam and receives results. And then she will transition into a permanent PD position. So this is just a request to add a temporary law clerk pay grade 9 exempt position to that department's TDA.
Okay, any questions? A motion to approve the TDA report.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Moving on to action items. Jessica's going to talk about revisions and changes to county policy.
So we have spent the last couple of months working on and revising several policies. We have received input from our department heads, from our commissioners, and from our solicitor as well. And so we have revisions for the following policies. Policy 102, the Code of Ethics. Policy 105, Civil Rights Complaint Process. Policy 106, Employee Protection, the Whistleblower Policy. Policy 107, Conflict of Interest. Policy 202, Nepotism. And Policy 600, the Disciplinary Actions Policies. In addition to that, we have a new policy to help support our leadership team in offering a benefit to their staff for telecommuting. So we have a full policy, and included in that policy is essentially all managers would need in order to implement that within their team. And then we have policy 400 for your consideration as well for changes to our compensation practices. And then as we were going through this process, there were several policies that we felt were we could remove, meaning that they were no longer necessary, or they have been combined, which most of them have been combined into other policies. So I have several policies here listed for your considerations to be combined or removed from the policy list.
Maybe she should read them.
What?
Read the policies you're going to remove.
Okay, yes. So for removing policy 411, the override policy, that was incorporated into the compensation policy. Same with policy 405, partial pay, the job code listing, policy 400, policy 401, county pay plans, that was included in the compensation policy. Policy 402, payroll, also included in the compensation policy. Policy 403, direct deposit, included in the compensation policy. And policy 404, payday. Policy 410, reclassification and promotion. Policy 413, clerk 1 to clerk 2 advancement. And policy 414, interns. All of those were on the back page there were included in the compensation policy except for the clerk to clerk 2 advancement. That is just no longer relevant or necessary.
Policies and procedures are crucial to any organization that you belong to or work for. And when I ran for this office, I emphasized that the county had 56 policies that had not been updated since June 24th, 1999. And from working next door, Mr. McCoy and myself ran into 2 of those policies, and when something had happened, we were stuck with a policy that was outdated and we didn't know what to do. And it can cause great problems, it can cause grievances, it can cause lawsuits. So I am ecstatic, and I want to thank Jessica and her staff for tackling this and starting to address it.
I also want to thank Nikki from the controller's office. This is a big, project task,
Huge.
and having her experience and expertise through some of these has been very helpful, and she helped me as well
Thank you, Nikki.
in getting these. Yep.
Yep, so this is wonderful to have. I've spoke to other HR directors. Most employment places, locations, they They update these every 2 to 3 years. They're either changed, revised, or updated. And as I stated, they haven't been touched in 23 years.
Yeah.
So thank you for your leadership and tackling these. And there's many more to go, but this is a good start, and we're getting rid of the ones that are outdated and revising, updating, combining the ones that are current.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know, I want to thank you also, and I think it's worth just mentioning a few things, especially for our employees there. You know, on the code of ethics, the very first thing it states is you have a duty to perform your job in the best interest of county government and the constituents. And when you read that in connection with the policy on employee protection, the whistleblower policy, if you see something that's being done that you don't think should be done, you should bring it to the attention of the commissioners, or if you don't feel the commissioners, HR. That's why those policies are there. They're there to protect you as employees, and they're also there to protect the public. I think it's also worth mentioning policy 202 on nepotism. It's been a complicated issue in this county, and it's something that we really have to be looking at in the future. The complicated relationships that have existed in the past have existed, and there's no point in beating ourselves up about it, but we do need to find a way to correct those, and you've moved out on some of that, and I commend you for doing it. But also going forward in terms of the hiring that we do and so forth, we have to follow that policy. It's the only way that we can have an organization that functions in a logical way that's based on rational policies and not on familiar relations and so forth.
Right.
I think it's worth mentioning the work you did on telecommuting, because that is obviously huge in our ability to recruit and also to deal with any future problems like we had with the pandemic. And it's a good possibility that we may have a future pandemic again. So I really commend you on that. And on the compensation, it should be noted that one of the changes that the commissioners took at your suggestion was to make the compensation for part-time employees the same as the compensation for full-time employees. We couldn't find any justification for basically paying somebody a lower amount of money to do the same job on a part-time basis that's being done on a full-time basis. So I commend you for that also. So, and also on the compensation practice, it's really worth for employees reading it, because the HR department has put together, and we've approved, a policy where we begin to recognize people for experience and for education and so forth that they bring to the job.
Commissioner, I'm going to make a motion that we table that one.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that one isn't fully complete. We still have some questions on it.
Okay.
That was 400?
That's 400, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but in any event, I'm sure some of the parts of it will stay and some may get tweaked, but the point is we're moving in a new direction of trying to be able to recognize people's experience, so that when we have the ability to be more flexible in our hiring, and hopefully, I think having 50 openings opened our eyes to the need to try to be more responsive to the market as well as to our existing employees. So thank you for the work you've done on that. I don't know if you want to take them individually, or you're looking for a motion for all of them.
I was going to make a motion with the exception of 400 that we table that one to
Okay.
a future date.
Well, I want to appreciate you making a motion to table the compensation practices, but I must say that if these others are included in that compensation practices, then how do you vote on that? So I would suggest that anything that's related to the compensation practices is removed from a vote. One. Secondly, I would say we tasked our new HR director to come up with a plan on how to compensate our employees and how we move further in the future. Okay, as we move further in the future. One of the reasons why we did so is because doing such a study, we were told that it would cost anywhere from $500,000 to $1.5 million, and which none of the commissioners really had the stomach to pay that kind of money for a study. So, in such a short period of time, you started to address a number of issues. And that compensation practice policy is something that is kind of new to us. And I think we have to evaluate it a little bit more in depth. And the reason why is because we're looking at something moving forward in the future that's going to be consistent. So that there are, well, you may have an exception or two, but we don't want to be making exceptions. That's what the new policy is for. So that commissioners don't have to be bombarded every day. I want this, I want that, I want this, especially in the age of COVID and the attitudes of the employees, not just our employees, but and we can understand why they're doing it, but we can't be making different decisions on different departments every day. And so that's why this is critical. But it's critical that we get it right and understand what will this cost the taxpayers of Lycoming County. So I appreciate you tabling that, Chairman, but I would believe anything that's...
I don't see any other ones. Do you see any other ones?
Well,
Yes, there's several of those policies are being removed because they're being incorporated into the compensation. So
I think we just table those for 1 week.
Okay.
We can,
Yeah.
we're close to it.
Right, the removal
Yeah.
ones will stand.
That's
until
fine.
we- You know, and I just
Excuse
want
me,
to...
We're very close to a decision. There's just a couple more questions on it.
yep.
There's no reason.
I anticipated this, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
I
Yep.
can't see why we can't have the compensation one
Right.
put on for next week.
Okay, yep.
After we have a short meeting and finalize that.
Okay.
If we do the...
Yeah, and I just want to make a point that we haven't totally like overhauled and changed the entire policy book.
Yeah.
A lot of these policies are almost the same as they were
Yes.
with the addition of a sentence, so I don't want to in any way cast aspersions on the prior HR department, because the fact is that many of them are still the same. What we have done is some of the things we haven't enforced, like the nepotism policy really hasn't been enforced
Correct.
over the years. And again, I don't blame anyone or cast any aspersions. I simply point that out for all of us to recognize. But I do appreciate the fact that you took a lot of time to look at them and everything.
Yeah, there, and I think it's important as we go through this process, getting feedback and input from all of the department heads and leaders across the county, and so everybody has an input and say into the final product here.
And I appreciate you doing a department head meeting we had several months ago. You had asked for the department heads to have input on this.
Yep, we received a lot of feedback
And
through the process.
Appreciate you
Yep.
doing that, because as they feel part of it, they take ownership.
Right, yep.
And they should be included.
All right, so I guess I'll go through here and say that we should table the compensation practices policy, the override policy. We'll table.
What we could do, Jessica, is just on all the revised, we'll take a motion
Okay,
and on
Yeah.
accepting.
okay.
We'll take,
Telecommuting as well.
And the telecommunications.
So,
Yeah.
policy 102, 105, 106, 107, 202, 600, and 507, I make a motion that we accept those.
You're asking for a motion to make a
Yeah,
motion?
I'm asking for a motion.
Okay. I'll move as read.
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And did we have an original motion, or did we make that
There was
motion?
no second.
Okay, very good.
Just so you're aware, Commissioners, we will be sharing all these policies with all employees and department heads, and we will get a signature page from everybody of their acknowledging receipt and understanding of the new policies. So that will be happening as we sort of go through this process as the final step.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we should be able to work on this coming week and have it on for the agenda next
Yes.
week, conversation. That way we
Yep.
address other ones.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Great news.
Okay, action item 4.2, Commissioners seeking your approval for an agreement with Susquehanna Accounting and Consulting. There are 2022 budgeted funds available. This is not a planned action during the budget process. This is a contract not to exceed $30,000. It'll be billed on an hourly basis for the following breakdown. Hourly cost for shareholder director is $275 an hour, senior management consultant $195, and senior consultant $165 an hour. The purpose of this contract is to assist us with reconciling delinquent tax collections, internal cost allocations, and other financial actions within the budget, Office of Budget and Finance. Not only will Susquehanna Accounting and Consulting assist us in completing those actions, they will help us develop a training strategy for our new employees to get them up to speed, to be able to execute these actions.
Excuse me, Jess, could you stay for an extra minute? Thank you. Go ahead.
And then help us evaluate the business processes within that office, and then the processes countywide, so that we can identify improvements to gain efficiencies and accuracies.
So, you know, this is not something we usually do, and we don't do it lightly, but we do it because the truth is we've been incredibly short-staffed in the budget office, and it's a consequence of a lot of changes that have gone on, the difficulty of hiring people. But so you can you know, recognize to the public that the whole difficulty of getting people into the workforce has all sorts of implications. It's in my view, it's going to help us get our ship righted and get ourselves back on firm footing. So I want to thank you, Mr. Director, for searching out this company.
It was a partnership effort with Baker Tilly, our auditor, to find this firm and the subject matter expertise to assist us in what we need to do.
Commissioner, anything?
No.
Okay.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Director, I'd like to go back to previously action item 4.0, just to make sure we address everything on the agenda. I'd like to have a motion to table policy number 400, 411, 405, 400, 401, 402, 403, 404, 410, 413, and 414. Okay, I have a motion to table those.
Yeah, I'll move to table those.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Morning, Maya.
Good morning.
All right, 4.3, approve amendment to agreement with Nuclear Page. Maya?
Yep.
You might as well take
You wanna take
4.3 through 4.6.
Okay, I can do that. All right, so as Matt said, this one is with an amendment to McNulty Page Vandal and Hall for solicitor services. Basically, what we're doing here is that some of the services that was being provided by Fred Holland, he had an assistant solicitor assistant with those efforts. As a result of that, we have to amend it to allow for their wage. So.
Okay. Any questions on this? A motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
The next item I have for you is a vote to approve change order number 8. It's with Turnkey Construction. This is part of the construction of the Health and Wellness Center. Specifically, this change order is for the remodel of the corridor and elevator lobby, and that's in the amount of $64,478.
I have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
And this is a budget item for 2022.
Correct.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. So carried.
The other item I have for you is vote to approve proposal for architectural services. It's with Anthony Visco Architects. This is to assist us in our efforts as we continue to look to move from Executive Plaza over to 3rd Street Plaza.
Okay, and our appraisal should be done today?
Well, there was a little mishap, unfortunately, the appraiser, he's been hospitalized. Yeah, so there may be a little delay, they're still working on it, but not at the pace that they originally had hoped. So we may not get it today, but we anticipate it'll still be next week, we just have a little delay.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, got a motion?
I'll move, I'll move, and then I have a question.
Okay, question?
Oh, no, I noticed that it's capped out at 12,800.
Yeah.
Got it,
He's,
okay.
depending upon, we're going to have a meeting here next week, I have scheduled, and once we have a better, clearer vision of what the scope is, then it'll help determine what the actual cost will be, but the range will not go past what's there.
And our understanding is that he did the original build-out for the
Third
prior
floor,
third
yeah,
floor, so
which
he
is where
has
we're
the
looking.
drawings, and hopefully we can benefit from that.
Yep.
Okay.
Any further questions or discussion?
No?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
The last item I have for you is vote to approve amendment to agreement with Eminem Asphalt Corporation. This vendor helped us do the paving of the parking lot on Court Street, known as the DA lot, and unfortunately with petroleum prices and asphalt, that has increased their pricing, so.
Okay. Motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions?
So it was a $2,366.96 increase due to the increased price of oil probably and the asphalt
Yes.
from which it's made.
Correct, yeah,
Thank you.
due to market conditions, yep.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
4.7, Michael, or Stephen?
Morning, Steve.
Morning, Commissioners. RMS would like to request a vote to approve an amendment to the agreement with Barton LaJudas. Barton LaJudas is the design engineering firm that we use for almost all of our projects. The original agreement was signed in 2019. There was one amendment at the beginning of 2021. This would be the second amendment. Price increase would be for 5% for the different rates associated with the job titles and different services they provide.
Motion.
So on a typical rate of $100 an hour, it went up to 105.
Correct. Yeah, 5% increase.
And I see a lot of them in the range of 125, 100, yeah.
Yeah, and this is a budgeted item. We budget for all of the design engineering firm. They're not exclusive with us, but they're the firm that we use substantially more than everyone else. So,
And these are paid for from the revenues of the landfill.
as always, our expenses are not taxpayer funded. They are all paid by the tipping fees that we receive and the revenues in the landfill.
So they're not taxpayer funded, but the taxpayers do guarantee the bonds, which means that the taxpayers have an important interest in the well-functioning landfill.
Correct.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Now, are any of these retroactive?
It goes back for 2022, yes.
Any other questions? Have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 4.8 and 4.9, Shannon.
Good morning, Commissioners. We have two change orders for Glenn O'Hawbaker, who is doing the access road for the Timber Run Industrial Park and the Digger property. These are some final items. One is change order 2, which is just valves and items to go in the road that were not included in the original spec. So that's a $7,900 item. And then change order 3 is just another item that wasn't included in the original spec, and that's removing line paint on Route 15, and then so they can then repaint the correct lines. That is $4,287.50. With these two items, I believe that the access road is like 99% done, and Mike is nodding his head because they're there every day, And so we should be able to work with PennDOT on finalizing the HOP and their inspections. And we should be pretty darn well almost done with this project. We should start being able to go to the state for some reimbursement money for some of this portion of this project.
Okay. Motion.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
And I'd like to give you a little update. I know after the meeting, we're going to sign the dedication papers for the water line information. I was talking to Mike, they were out yesterday. The engineer for the Montgomery Water Authority was out inspecting some of the devices that are in the utility building by the water tank. The water tank now is potable water. I think there's just a few minor things that probably they'll have to come back and do an inspection for, and they'll be able to start supplying potable water as soon as DEP gets a copy of the dedication papers and the final inspections of the water system. DEP needs those in order to approve the permit.
That's good news.
Yes.
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 We know they need water,
Yeah,
Digger needs
yeah.
water.
Yeah, and
And it's been complicated because that land is owned by the Federal Bureau of Prisons, right?
Right, it's complicated in one, because we have to dedicate all of our facilities that are associated with that to the authority for them to supply potable water, but then also you have to verify all the technical infrastructure works before you can supply them with potable water. So it's not just one thing, it's the everything all together. And we also have the UGI. I haven't heard if I know that RNL has almost finished our portion. I know they still have to pave the parking lot that they had to tear up for RMS, and we'll have a change order for that because the spec said 3 inches for the asphalt, and actually site conditions are 6 inches, probably due to the weight of the trucks and stuff like that. But I think our section is just for the line itself. The UGI gas line is done. So we're July should be the finalization of all projects there.
Be good news.
But you said the water tank was filled.
The water tank is filled, and Mike said that they were out yesterday and they verified the water in the tank is potable, because that has to be potable at the tank in order to push it through to Digger.
So once the agreement's signed, will they have water?
I'm not sure if the borough of the authority has to do any final inspections. I believe that once DEP gets the signed agreements that they may be able to do that, but I don't know if there's anything that's required by the authority to finalize.
And what are we doing to get the agreements to DEP immediately?
As soon as we sign them after the meeting today, I'm going to,
Get it notarized.
yeah, Forrest, if you can email or text Forrest to come over. I'm going to send a digital copy to Sean Downey with the authority, and he's going to have theirs signed also, and together he's going to submit them to DEP for the potable water supply permit. And then if there's anything else that the final checklist that they may have to comply with before they can say that they have potable supply.
Knowing that we work with DEP, how long do you think that process will take DEP?
I think they already did their inspection. DEP already did their
So
inspection.
It's just a matter of, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't know if there's another check thing that that the authority has to do before DEP says, did you check this?
Okay.
And now with this dedication, now you can now you can occupy the building.
Okay.
We're anticipating today.
Okay, very good. All right.
And then for UGI, the gas supply, the water supply, and the access road, as soon as we have final invoices, we'll be able to start doing a drawdown at the state for those 3 different grants to get reimbursement for some of the funds.
Okay.
Good work, and thank you, Ms. Rossman, as well as all the folks, our solicitor and Mr. Fink, and
Yeah.
especially our manufacturer from Indiana, Mr. Digger, all of them. So we have the Timber Run Industrial Park, and that will be there for 100 years.
Okay, we have to vote on 4.9 yet.
Oh, I did them together, I'm sorry.
That was my question, procedurally, whether you took that motion as
We'll do it
4-8 or
separately.
9.
We'll do it separately.
Okay.
Have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried. Shannon, before you go.
I'm not going because you have to sign stuff.
Yes. I want to note that our trip to Washington 2 weeks ago, was very short, time flies. We received great news this week. As stated, Senator Toomey, when we met with him that morning, he assured us that he would provide us a letter of support towards the levy, and we received that this week that he sent to the Colonel, asking for the urgency of the levy be a priority. And we appreciate the Senator doing this for us. And now we're waiting for the earmarks from that were presented by Congressman Keller and Senator Casey, which would total $11 million towards the levy. We're waiting on news for that.
It's being worked.
Okay? But I just wanted to note that while you were here, you were on the trip and instrumental in the meeting with Senator Casey. So thank you and all the partners that have been instrumental, the city and wood engineering, everybody.
And just for an update, that I talked to our wood consultant, and we would expect that October we should have something to bid out for the cross pipes in our EDA grant. So that's being worked on right now to finalize design for that bid. So, and we're still, we'll be checking with the Army Corps to see where they stand with support for our relief floor bid.
Great, thank you. Director?
That concludes action items. Commissioner comment?
Anything?
Have a safe Fourth.
I just want to note that we normally have retired employees here to recognize them. However, Ed McCoy had a small get-together at the APO office next door, the adult probation office. I want to congratulate Ed on his 27 years with the county, with the district attorney's office, and later with the adult probation office. He was the chief over there, did a fantastic job, and we want to wish him well in his retirement. And he will be sorely missed.
Yes.
Today must be his last day, right?
Today's his last day, yeah.
June 30th.
Anything else?
Public comment?
Public comment. Tom?
Sure.
Good morning. I was a little curious as how things are going along with the farmers. Is there any support for them, or with their need for fertilizer and things like that?
Well, we're looking currently at our ARPA plan. We started to go through the different request applications, and there was a couple in there for agriculture, so we'll be looking at those. We have set some money aside for the agriculture and the overall funding, so we have to make a decision on those decisions, or those applicants as they came in. We have to look out further and make a decision.
Tom, you were here that night, right? Yeah, so if you recall, Ben Hepburn and Ted Barber had brought up the idea of a farmer mentor program. And so there's a ad hoc committee of people from the Conservation District and Penn State Extension and the Farm Bureau that are trying to pull together ways in which the county could help through this ARP money, which I communicated that the commissioners had given a lot of support to the idea of trying to do something for the farmers, that all three of us. And so we're working on some ideas, one of which is, we've had some young farmers who are 20, 21 years old come to some of the meetings, and they've explained to us the difficulty of trying to, hold down a full-time job, and then also keep your farming moving ahead, and developing ways to sort of bring their products to market. We have the downtown growers market on the weekend, and There's some difficulty sometimes because there's only so much space there. So one of the ideas that has come up is to try to do something that's bigger and that may even be able to be, open to more farmers in the community. So there's ideas. They're working on.
And Tom, when you look at what's occurred with the price of gas, with the supply chain, this is a national security issue. That our small farmers are instrumental. They're instrumental in this nation right now, especially with what you're hearing. We need them to be able to plant food. Can you imagine if we do not get that byproduct of diesel fuel? We won't have food in our grocery stores.
Commissioner, 40% of our wheat comes from Ukraine.
Right.
So that's a major issue right there.
And when you start to think of it like that, from milk and dairy, your big conglomerates are buying up hundreds of thousands, if not millions of acres. So it's under the control of a big conglomerate or conglomerates. And when we take our small farmers away, we leave ourselves vulnerable. So, your concern for our small farmers we're hearing them, and hopefully we can help them out in a small way.
Wish I had more ideas, but still think we do have, I don't know, I'm a little ignorant to it, but do we have any fertilizing production here in the county at all? Other than the state?
I'm not sure.
I don't know, be able to get something like that, get some investors to do so, I don't know. But, it is a little overwhelming, a little sad, very sad. You can see how big money is just people like George Soros and his millionaire buddies in the country that are just out to destroy the nation left and right. You see they pour money into the LGBTQ programs in this public education and in the libraries, and there's big money. They're backing that stuff up, and they just send this material in, and it's nothing against the people that have, call them struggles or issues or whatever. We're not attacking them. We're attacking the idea that this has to go be in the public square, especially directed to children, to groom them, and that's just not. It's not good because if this were natural things, you wouldn't have to do this. That wouldn't have to be done. It would have to be done like that. And I think it's done in a public way because it was done undercover. You'd be arrested for all kinds of different things, for just child endangerment, things like that. But it's a way for people to shut up and not say things against it and to try to accept it. Well, this is the way it is. It's not good for us.
So Tom, the only thing I think we have to be careful because the implication that somehow the LGBT community is grooming some people or doing whatever is a very dangerous thing to say because it dehumanizes people who have a different way of being involved in relationships. And the problem is that if in fact you look at, just take for example the issue of child predators, right?
Right.
I mean, we've seen it in our Christian churches, all of our Christian churches, evangelical, Catholic, all of them. We've seen it in our social organizations, Boy Scouts, others, right? There's an epidemic of something that's probably gone on for hundreds of years in this country, but in the last probably 30 years or so has been more exposed. Because I for one, believe that a lot of this probably has gone on. Maybe it hasn't, I don't know, but it hasn't been reported. It's like the issue of domestic violence, right? I mean, domestic violence went on for centuries, right? I was reading, on the history of the change with Roe v. Wade. In 1869, Connecticut passed a law that you could not use contraceptives. And it wasn't, I've been to law school, it wasn't until 1965 in Griswold versus Connecticut that the Supreme Court said that the state had no right getting into the privacy. But can you imagine that from 1869, a law against the use of contraceptives for families? So I guess all I'm trying to say is I don't want to get into a huge debate about it, but I think it's important because we want to not be in a way that dehumanizes people or, casts aspersion on them that's not there. It doesn't mean that every Christian church or every priest or every Boy Scout leader is a pedophile.
Sure.
That's all I think. It's important for us to make sure that the public understands at least some of the perspective.
Well, I agree with what you're saying. You don't want to dehumanize anybody, and that's why I preface the statement that we're out to care about people, and that we have to get back to manners and try to meet people where they're at, not to attack them, but we do see a lot of things like if I were out staying out in public and saying something like this, and maybe at a crowd that has at a parade, something like that, at a Good Pride parade or whatever, I might get attacked, physically, and get threatened and stuff like that. And so the hatred, I'm not trying to instill hatred, that's the idea, and that has happened from the other side, from I would call my side. I'm not for that, for attacking people and things like that. It's just I think we just really need to watch what our kids are being taught or being fed, as far as morality and things like that. And yeah, there's going to be people who have different ways how they live and stuff, but what's the right way to go about just letting them know? I think it's up to the parents, pretty much, to let them know that there are going to be people that are different, see things differently, but you have to be respectful of people, and that's really important.
Yeah.
Civics have to be.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any other comments? Yes, come on up, please.
Who's this guy?
How are you?
Old, fat, and tired. Don't put that in the minutes. I didn't have a comment when I came here. Thank you guys for all the good work you do.
Thank you.
The only thing I would like to say is hate does not have any place in public comment.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Anyone on library?
No.
Okay. We have completed our agenda, and our next meeting will be Thursday, July the 7th, and right here in this room, and we wish everybody safe and happy 4th of July. Thank you.
I just have one question. Are you going to be able to movement on possible ability to open up a retail?
Oh, yes.